Hello and welcome back to another episode, and today we are going to look at one of the missions in the limited time secret realm, which is Hero Phantom Princess of Iron. Basically I'm gonna try to help you guys get this. The problem right now is that for the first part a lot of people could do and a lot of people could do all the feats. The problem is the second mission where it's level 30. Even people who are higher than level 30, let's say level 1, level 31, level 32, is going to have a lot of trouble doing this, including myself. So I'm going to share with you how I managed to do this mission and also complete one feat. Now this is important in getting her because every single time when you finish one stage, you'll get 10 of her shards. And for every feat that you accomplish, you're going to get 3 of her shards. So for the first stage, if you get a perfect run through, you're gonna get 19 shards. And for the second stage, if you just clear the stage, you're gonna get 29 shards. You're gonna need 30 shards to summon her. So you need to do one more feat. And I guess the easiest one here is probably the no kill, as in none of your teammates are killed. Another one is probably the cross bridge within 4 rounds. I feel like this one is gonna be close to impossible unless you are super buffed. Now the reason why is because this is around level 30 and the majority of players right now in this server is about level 30 because this server has been up for, let's see, so it's about 7 days, and not a lot of people could reach even my level at 7 days. I could show you my friend list. Now the friend list is really just people that I add as much as I can. There's one guy who is insane at level 34. There's another one at level 34, but you can see the majority is within their 20s. I do kind of filter my friends list, so it's a little bit biased. I tend to remove the low levels and get the higher level ones. One of the reasons because the higher level ones are people who are more serious and they play more often. But as you can see, a lot of them is within the 20s. Those that are within the 30s, they never go higher than 34. So here very quickly, we're gonna just go through her ability so that you know what you're in for, what your struggles and in order to get her is all about. Now first, she has a talent, sort of like a natural passive, and it's Sorrowful Choice. It reduces enemies' critical hit by 10%. Before entering a battle, if HP is at 100%, deal damage to enemies. Damage is equal to 2 times hero's defense. So already you can see that it can deal damage to enemy before entering a battle. When it says before entering a battle, it could be when enemy attacks you and you enter a battle, or when you attack an enemy and you enter a battle. So just before the battle even starts, you are going to deal damage to the opponent. Then she has another passive, which is called Barb. And basically, if your health is above 50%, after a battle, it's going to deal a fixed damage of 2.5 times your hero's defense. So you can see that even the Sorrowful Choice is also times hero's defense, the damage. So therefore, having her at really high defense is going to make her very, very painful to attack. So she is a very defensive but also offensive when she's being defensive. I hope that makes sense. Now we're gonna go through another skill that she's going to get in the future. The rest you can go through yourself, but another one is called Lance Phalanx. How do you pronounce that X? Anyways, this ability also has Barb, which does a fixed damage. Now fixed damage are damage that doesn't really reduce due to defense. So if you have, let's say, 800 fixed damage, most of the time you're going to see 800 damage done to the enemy. There are certain situations where that value can be lowered, but we're going to discuss that in a different video. So over here you can see again, if it's attacked by a melee attack, always trigger Barb. So if you attack her with a melee attack when she's having this buff, you're gonna get Barb from that skill, from this passive, and also from Sorrowful Choice if she is at 100 health. So it's really painful. You could take out more than half your health easily, maybe even kill an enemy straight up just by attacking her, and that is why she's really good in certain situations. Okay, so here's the video of me doing the level 30 mission that we talked about to get the last few pieces of shards in order to summon Freya, which is the Iron Princess. Now, I want to point out as I move why I do the things I do. I will also try to attempt to do the first feat that says I need to cross the bridge within 4 turns. I'm going to show you how I did it, and then but then it failed, as in somehow it didn't register, and I don't really understand why. So maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe my understanding of the bridge is not right. So hopefully if you guys know, let me know down in the comments, and let's start. The good thing about it being a video is I can pause, can fast forward whenever it's not necessary, and make the video a little bit faster. So over here you can see that I have a mage. This mage is a teleporter, so she could teleport my characters forward. The first guy that I want to send forward is actually my defender. Right now I'm rearranging them to make sure that whoever that has to walk all the way there or is relatively slow is in front. Those that could ride or something, they can sacrifice a few steps, so they'll be further back. Alright, so I move the Lancer first, which is the defender, so that when I move my teleporter further front, I can teleport him this way. By just playing with the sequence, my teleporter, my mage, could be in front instead of being at the back. Because if I were to use my teleporter first, it'll be out of range, so she needs to be further back in order to move my defender forward. Okay, now it's very important to click the danger zone down at the bottom. Then you can see this red outline of where the enemy can see. If you are not within that red outline, the enemy will not be able to detect you and they will not be aggressive. However, the top, there is a cavalry, enemy cavalry at your right side of the screen. Now he is kind of linked with the cavalry at the bottom, so whenever he is fighting or whenever he starts fighting, the cavalry at the bottom will also be sort of like notified and he will attack as well. So now he already starts attacking. Now it's very important to take this guy out first because he's gonna actually block you at that small bridge there, so it makes it really hard for your team to cross. So that's why I bring my Lancer forward as fast as possible, because Lancers are also really good against cavalry types. Now I have to take him out. The problem is if I use my Lancer to take him out, my Lancer is not going to be able to move. So the wiser choice here is to bring my cavalry to take him out so that my cavalry can later move on, because he has more steps that he could take. My Lancer, if he were to stay there, he's gonna block some of my upcoming characters, that spot, so that spot won't be able to be used. So now I move all my other character forward. Now this part is a little bit important because my healer won't be able to make it across the bridge in time. So I'm actually going to use my teleporter again to bring my healer to the other side. So here is the second cavalry, and we're gonna take him out. Now again, I'm trying to stay within outside of the red zone, the danger zone. However, I have my defender in one of the red zones over here at the side, right side, but it's okay because he's a defender. He can take some of the hits, so let's put him there. Now this is the part where I teleport my healer, because technically she's on the bridge and she's not across the bridge yet. And then I teleport her next to my defender. So in case if she gets attacked by any physical damage, like let's say bow and arrow, at least that damage is going to be protected by my defender. However, my defender cannot defend against magic, so there is a magician there as well. Now you have to, once you have crossed the bridge by right, I feel like it should work, because It was the 4th round when I crossed the bridge. Now it's the 5th round. The current round is 5th round. So I don't know what is it, but somehow after this entire match, I did not get that feat done. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe my understanding of the bridge is not that bridge, it's somewhere else. So yeah, now we have to change our focus. There is 2 enemies here. One is a archer, another one is a magician. The problem is they are barricaded. There is a fence. I'm not too sure if you can see it, but there's a fence over here all the way to the side. And whenever you want to pass a fence, it slows you down. So it reduces a block or 2 from your movement. So you realize that a lot of the characters will either stop at the fence or stop before the fence. So they couldn't pass the fence. So it takes time to cross the fence. This is the same when going through water or up a hill. It will slow your character down, and therefore his amount of blocks that he can move is reduced towards that direction. So over here, we are going to start to go in. So because we are close enough, we managed to get in. Okay, so it looks like our cavalry can actually hit the archer. But before we send our cavalry in, we want to make sure that his damage is good. So we heal him first before sending him in, so that at least his soldiers, there's more soldiers around for the fight. There you go, took him out. Now what's left is the magician. Now just to be safe, I send 2 of my units against the magician, which is my infantry and my cavalry, and the rest is preparing for the next fight. So the next fight will be the center fight, not yet against the Iron Princess. So they have an Iron Princess as well at the middle, but we're gonna avoid her as much as possible until that time comes. Not all people try to rush this because of the feeling of a normal fight. In any normal match, you have roughly about 15 rounds. Sometimes it changes, sometimes it becomes 10 rounds. But this particular match, you actually have 20 rounds. So it's more than enough if you have to take like a round or 2 to recollect yourself, to reset yourself. And that is pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm counting the blocks and see if I can make it to the next archer, to take the archer out, if I were to teleport my defender here. And looks like it works. So that entire round after killing the mage, I'm pretty much just relaxing, make sure all my characters are healed and preparing for the next fight. Alright, so this is also one of the preparation rounds. So I'm not actually entering the red zone yet. I'm just getting ready, bring everyone close so that when the fight starts, everyone could be involved. You don't want to send one person to fight everyone over there. There's 2 archers over there. Their archers are very special. They have range of 5, so they can actually attack you or snipe you from a very far distance. So you have to be careful. So here is the teleport. I'm teleporting my defender all the way next to the archer. Archers are weak against close range. So if you can get close to them, you're gonna do a lot more damage to them than they could do to you. And that is where you can take them out. But if you're far away from them, not only can you not hit them, but they also do a greater amount of damage towards you. So this one is a little bit tricky. I can't hit them yet, so I pull him down to a safe zone. There's a spot there that's not in the red zone, so I put my cavalry there. Then I have my healer also in another safe zone. And the idea now is to let my tank take some of the damage. And if it's a melee attack, he's gonna use barb and it's gonna weaken the enemy as well. So then after they are weakened, we come in for the kill. So now's the time to do the attack. So cavalry is good against infantry. So I've sent my cavalry to attack their infantry. A lot of damage there. This one, I kind of want to get the archer, but then it's too far away and it's going to be a really slow chase considering that my defender is walking on foot. So I decided to clear the other two enemies first and then let my cavalry chase the archer, which is probably the wiser thing to do. Then I start preparing for the next fight, which is the internal fight. But before going for the Iron Princess, I want to take care of the two other archer and mage at the bottom. So those two at the bottom, we're gonna try and kill them first. So right now we need to try our best to get that archer at the center or at the bottom. So right now I am buffing my cavalry. Now I want to make sure that my healer is a little bit closer to the center where we're gonna go next. So I put her further down before. So now I gave shields to my cavalry and I sent him down to chase the archer. Okay, and then based on what I just did there, I decided to take one round of relief. So we still have 9 more rounds to go, and I think 9 more rounds should be more than enough to take care of these 5 other characters. Okay, so that is. I'm thinking if I should teleport one of my characters, and I finally decided to send my defender in. So I'm teleporting my defender in between. You want to send him as far in as possible so that it doesn't block the new allies from coming in from the side. So I send my defender in between them, and then I got my cavalry to attack this. Now I want to pause here just for a second real quick. See if I can get back that scene. Where is it? Oh boy. Okay, so over here I wanted to use a skill called ram to hit the archer, but at this angle, if I were to ram him, ram actually move or pushes the enemy back. So he's gonna push the enemy back 2 blocks, and I don't want to be too far away from the enemy. If he doesn't die, I have to chase him again. On top of that, after I kill him, I have to work my way back, which is really tedious. So what I did here is I decided to change my angle and ram him from this direction. Since there's an object there, he's not going to move back, so he's still going to stay there. The second thing is that this archer, although has a lot of range, he doesn't have a lot of movement. So if I'm not mistaken, I think he only can take 2 steps at a time. And after you ramp an enemy, it actually removes some of his mobility. So what happened here is that after ramming, he did not die, but he could not move another step. So when that happens, he has to attack me at a very close range, which is considered as melee, and therefore killing himself, which you'll see in just a second. So right now I'm moving my characters in. I'm thinking and hesitating a little bit here because I'm thinking, should I bring my healer in range of the danger zone? What if the archer were to shoot my healer? Will my healer survive, kind of thing? But looks like the archer is not aiming for my healer. Most of the time, a range will not attack another range when there's a melee nearby. So that is something that I noticed from playing this game a lot. Okay, now that the archer is within range, we're going to try and take him out, hopefully in 1 hit. Nice. Okay, then we have a magician and a healer. I want to send my healer to heal my my defender, but it's out of range. Instead, I'm going to give him shield. Now, the shields that the defender can produce for himself and the shields that I provide doesn't actually stack. But the shields on my defender is actually running out. So by doing that, I actually renew in case if the mage here does not die, I'll still have shield. But then again, that shield is not really that important because it doesn't provide magic defense, and I was against a magician. Okay, so now that the 2 at the bottom is cleared, we're going to prepare for the final fight, which is against the Iron Princess. So as you can see, I moved my infantry in range of the princess. The reason why is because the princess is a lancer, which my infantry is strong against. I didn't send my infantry in because then it'll be far away from all the other allies. By putting him out in front, I actually pulled the princess out of a bottleneck, and from this angle you can see that my magician can attack the princess, my healer can attack the princess, and I of course can attack the princess. In fact, what I did next is that I move my infantry back one step later. You know what, maybe I'll just explain it when the time comes. So I'm thinking what to do first. Since the Lancer is more or less melee, I can kind of attack her from a distance. So I'm going to do all the distance attack first to weaken her as much as possible. Now you want to kill her in one go. It's very important to kill her in one go, because if you realize, the two enemies behind the princess, they are both healers. So if you don't kill her in one go, she's gonna get healed back to her max health, and then you're gonna have to try again and try again and try again. I remember playing this stage before without enough manpower, and what happened was that it's almost impossible to kill the Iron Princess because she heals up, and every time you attack her you get damage. So it's really hard to fight her, especially with that two healer at the back. Another way is actually to teleport one of your characters back and kill the healers first and then deal with the princess. But I find that if you could lure the princess out and kill her in one round, that would be a lot better. So as you can see over there, we got one of the feats done, and also we cleared the mission, so we have enough shards for her. The only problem is that for some reason, the one that says you have to move past the bridges in 4 rounds, I did not get. And I've done so much in order to get that, because I even changed some of the builds that I have on my character. Now my character has been changed, so the builds are no longer with him, but basically I changed the accessory to this particular item, this one. So it gives him an extra mobility so he can move faster. And if you still remember from the video, it actually just nice past every single just past the bridge. Every single one of my characters just nice past the bridge by about a block. And yeah, so this one is almost a must if you want to do it my way. But it didn't count, so maybe there is a different way, and probably an easier way, because I feel like it's a little bit too hard, especially if you do not have this. How are you gonna do it? The way I believe that you could still pull it off is that when you get really strong, maybe you can go in with only a few characters. So instead of going in with a full team, you go in with a few characters, and maybe they are all mobile characters, like not mobile as in the phone, but mobile as in characters with really high mobility, like a flyer or a cavalry, and then yeah, basically just glide your way in as far as you can and see if that counts. So with that, I think that is all for this video. I believe the entire fight took me about 10 to 15 minutes, and we already went through that, so the video is probably already about 15 minutes if I'm not wrong. Now before I go, there's one thing that I'm always looking forward to. So I managed to collect some of the Trinity vouchers, and we're gonna use them. So let's see, let's hope we get another SSR equipment, and that's gonna help us a lot on our journey, because again, we're not using any SSR heroes. Oh, come on. Okay, we have a SR equipment. That's nothing, because it's actually pretty much guaranteed when you summon 10. So we have 2. I've never gotten this before, even in my first account. So HP and attack looks nice. Okay, with that, we're gonna end this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You might realize that my voice is a little bit clearer now, because I managed to found or fix a problem with my mic that all this time, if you have heard the episode 1 to I think episode 4 or something, you'll find that the ending, when we went to the outro is way clearer than the talk in between, because my settings for my mic is actually recording at a very low bit rate. So I've changed that, and now it's a lot better. So yeah, hopefully you guys could enjoy this series thing a little bit more comfortably now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Hi, thank you for watching till the end. I hope that you will consider subscribing to help the growth of this channel. Like and comment down below to let me know if you like to see more of this particular content. And finally, click the bell icon so that you will not miss any of my new upcoming videos. I wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.